Hey everybody, this is Stuart from Tipster HQ, and I am seconded to SBR for tonight at least. I've been taken off the subs bench. Natalie is away. This may be news to some of you, but she is almost ready to start her maternity leave. So congratulations to Natalie, and I may be stepping in a few more times in the future. I know Alex is also going to be taking care of a couple of shows and a few other guest presenters as well. So everybody, welcome to the European Best Bet Show, powered by 888 Sport. I am going to do my very, very best to try and get some 888 odds in here. But obviously, I'm not as professional as Natalie, so I can't guarantee it. We are joined, special guest, Theo from digenbet.com. Hello, Theo.
Hi, thanks for having me on today.
And of course, we've got Martin.
Hello.
Martin Green from Need for Tips. And of course, Alex, also from Need for Tips. Hello, Alex.
Hello, nice to be here and have a good show, Stuart.
Right, well, let's have a good go, shall we? If you guys see me miss anything, let me know, because obviously I think it's like my first or second time doing this, but we'll give it a go. Right, here we go. We're going to go straight into it. Let's look at last week's results. I'm just going to get that up here. Not last week's results, but the results overall.
We're doing really good. I'm sure about it.
Everyone is doing very well. So if we look at this, can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see you in the first place. Yeah, of course.
I wasn't going to say anything, but while you're at it, yeah, I have to say my banker came in nicely and it made up for because before that. But I think everyone's doing really well.
You're going to one day you're going to have to tell us about this formula you've got, or at least you're going to have to sell it to the masses, because
well, it's called value betting. It's not exactly unknown. Martin, you're doing really well as well. Big jump this week, isn't it?
Yeah, I did. Had a few from La Liga. Real Madrid let me down, but pleased to see that Barcelona -2 Asian handicap against Espanyol came in, and yeah, getting there slowly but surely.
Excellent. Okay, so let's move away from that and let's get started. So we're going to get started with the Premier League, of course, because I'm sure people watching want to listen in on that. And the first game we got is Bournemouth against Brighton. We got two people involved. We're going to start with Theo for this one. Theo, what have you got? Straight in there.
Okay, great. Yeah, I don't think that this is going to be a real barn burner, as some of us might say. I think that both teams are struggling, and I think they'll be happy to get 1 point. So I'm going to go with the under. I believe I wrote down under 2.25, so under 2.25 Asian handicap. And they're going to face each other again, I believe, on Tuesday after that. And I think that this is just going to be, really under game. So I'm really happy to be the undertaker in this one and just, go with the under. And maybe some people say it's not exciting. They don't like taking unders. I love taking unders. And I think this has under written all over it.
Nice. Unders are generally undervalued in the market, I have to say. So let's try and move on. Okay. Amsterdam is saying he can't see us live. I hope everybody else can. Let's carry on. Up next is Martin. You've got a bet for this one as well. Bournemouth versus Brighton. Shall I run through the odds very quickly on this one?
Please do.
All right. So 888 Sport, they've got for the home win, Bournemouth 2.18, 3.28, 3.25 for the draw, and 3.65 for the Brighton win. So, Martin, what do you reckon?
I'm going to take a punt on the home side in this game at odds of, 2.18 looks pretty good to me. I like Theo's bet. It sounds like an interesting one. Brighton haven't scored an away goal yet this season. Bournemouth have been in pretty poor form, so it's two teams relatively low on confidence. But I think Bournemouth have to turn their season around sooner or later, and they'll have looked at the fixture list, and this is the perfect game in which they can do so. Brighton aren't particularly exciting going forwards. They lack a recognised striker, and I think eventually this losing streak of Bournemouth has got to end. On paper, they're the better team, and I think it's time they picked up their first points of the season. So those odds look attractive to me, and I'm just going to take a straight Bournemouth win.
Straight Bournemouth win. And what were the odds you got on that?
2.18 for 888 Sport. Come back to. I think I got 2.25 was my best price that I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
So next one up is Crystal Palace against Southampton. 888 Sport offering 3.05 for Crystal Palace, of course, under new management. 3.2 for the draw and 2.5 for Southampton. I believe I am the only one with a bet.
Do you
on
think
this.
that Do you think that Roy Hodgson can change something? Me, I think that he cannot change anything just from one match to the other.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit of an ask, but they played really, really well in their last game. I'm the only one on this, guys. You're letting me down here. I'm actually going for a Crystal Palace draw. I think they're going to get a draw. So both sides walking away with a point on this one. 3.31 with Pinnacle Sports. So that's pretty good.
Yeah,
let's see.
Crucial game for Crystal Palace, isn't it? I mean, after this, they've got Man United, Man City, and Chelsea. So if they don't get something from this, they'll be on probably be on 0 points.
Well, who made the schedule for them? They were really against them when they made that. It's horrible.
They haven't had a Crystal Palace haven't had a hard start, have they? I mean, they should really have picked up some points by now.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that if they don't pick any point from this Southampton game, and after that no points from the other 3 games, we might see another manager out after 4 games. You know, not only Frank de Boer.
Ooh, yeah, that was a bad decision, I think. But hey, Natalie is going for a Palace draw, no bet. She could go for a Palace win. So let's have a look. Right, next. We've got, let me just see, Huddersfield against Leicester. 888 Sport offering 3.25 for a Huddersfield win, 3.35 for a draw, and wow, 2.3 on a Leicester win. I think there might be a touch of value in that. Who have we got on this one? Anyone? Yeah, we've got 2 people. So Alex, what about you? Let's start with you.
I think that Huddersfield are overrated right now. Yes, they have a decent start of the season, but everything ended last round for them. I think that we'll continue with negative results. Leicester is a strong team. They have a huge quality in all the fields, and they should really play their style, aggressive style against Huddersfield. So I'm going more conservative. I thought that Leicester might take the 3 points, but I'm going Leicester draw no bet at 1.7 with the best odds on the market right now.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Martin, you're on this one as well, I believe.
Yeah, I agree with Alex that Huddersfield are overrated. I mean, they started off very well this season, but Hull started off well last season, and then they ended up getting relegated. I think Huddersfield could befall a similar fate here. Teams get promoted and they have that winning mentality that translates over from the Championship, but once the honeymoon wears off, then they start dropping points. And I think this is a great game for Leicester. They're really good on the counter-attack, really physical, really pacey attack. I think they can give Huddersfield real problems. And I got odds of 2.5 on a Leicester win. The odds are shortening and shortening. So if you agree, I'd get on it sooner rather than later.
Yes. Anyone here think that Huddersfield have got a chance of qualifying, of staying in the Premier League? I think they've built a fairly good squad. I think they've got an outside chance.
To stay in Premier League? Yeah, I think that they might stay in Premier League. But I think that they will struggle till the end of the season. But I think that with a little help from their attacking players in the future matches, they might stay in the Premier League. Because they really have a decent team. But in front of the big names, they don't stand a chance. And I think that Leicester is amongst the big names. Not necessarily at the top of the standings, but they're sixth place, 7th place. There I see Leicester this year.
Yeah, I don't think they'll finish bottom of the league, but I can see them finishing 18th or something and just going down.
Yeah.
All right, so up next is Liverpool versus Burnley. 888 offering 1.25 for a Liverpool win. 6.1 for the draw or 12.5 for Burnley. Now, seeing as Burnley did okay last season, anyone here think they can get a result?
With Liverpool, you never know. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen. But I'm going to stay away. I was actually, believe it or not, I was even debating the under 3 or under 3.5. But I'm just going to skip this one.
Okay.
You saw how confident Flash was with Liverpool versus Sevilla the other day in Champions League. Big confidence with Liverpool, but think.
Okay, well,
Liverpool.
I am the only one with a bet on this, and I'm going for a half-time match odds bet, and I'm going for a draw at half-time. I think Burnley, Tom Heaton, their goalkeeper, has just been ruled out for quite some time. He's got a dislocated shoulder, and because of that, I think they're going to be doing their very, very best to keep Liverpool at bay, and it probably can hold out till half-time. So I think probably 0-0 at half-time. So I'm going for the draw at half-time. And that's 2.75 with Bet365 when I checked.
Yeah, I like it. Interesting choice. I like it really much. Really much, I like it.
Okay,
yeah,
swiftly moving on. Watford versus Manchester City. I know people have been asking, what am I going for? I ain't going for nothing, and this one's staying well out of it. 888 Sport are offering 9.5 for a Watford win. Sounds about right. 5.5 for a draw and 1.33 for a Manchester City away win. We've only got one person on this. Alex, what do you reckon?
I'm all on top of this match. I have 2 bets from this match. I wanted to write yes with two times. My bet it comes from this match and it comes strong because one of them is also my banker, but I will tell you at the end. City minus 1.25 at 1.79. City look really strong, and everyone was saying that that win against Liverpool was caused the red card of Sadio Mane. Yes, it's kind of true, but it's also kind of untrue because their attacking firepower is huge, and Liverpool could defend better and not to concede so many goals. But after that, we saw what they did to Feyenoord. It was expected in Champions League, 4-0 away win. Also, I went with the minus 1.5 and also with Manchester City and the over 2.5 goals, both of them winners. So I'm having the same approach in this one. City minus 1.25 at 1.79 and City and over 2.5 goals at 1.83, despite Watford being unbeaten in the Premier League so far and just 2 points behind Manchester City and Manchester United.
Do you reckon Watford got any chance of scoring in this one, Alex?
No, I'm not. I'm skipping that one. They might, because we know that City's defense is not the best in the world. But I'm counting on their attack, not on their defense. I know that they can score 3 at least. They can score even 5 if they will attack from the first minute. But they might concede. But I'm not touching that. Really, I will keep it aside.
Okay, next one is West Brom versus West Ham. 888 Sport are offering 2.32 for a West Brom win, 3.2 for the draw, or 3.4 everybody, for a West Ham away win. I am the only one on this. I'm the only one brave enough to have a go. Is that right?
And imagine that you are going for the West Ham 3.4.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm getting called out every single week, and you're right. I am going for a West Ham win, and only because of value. We've been down this road before. Everybody knows I love a touch of value.
What's the line on? Excuse me. What's the line on +1 for that?
Oh, let me get my tip out, and we'll have a look. I'm going for a West Ham away win, 3.4 with Bet Victor. And what were you asking?
Yeah, what's +1 Asian handicap instead of just the straight up win?
For West Ham, +1 is 1.27 and 1.12 for West Brom. So
okay, it's not worth it.
Not one we're going to be all
I think that they're 3.
But you can go with the plus.
Go on, Martin. What are you saying?
Plus 0.5 or double chance, right?
The horrible line that you get on the plus handicaps from the bookmakers. I mean, it's 3.4. You're only giving them a +1 handicap, and the odds drop that low. It just
I thought maybe you could get a 1.5 or 1.6 or something, but it's okay. I would skip on that odds. Yeah,
it does seem a bit strange, I have to say. Let's see. Right, next, Chelsea versus Arsenal, and who's on this one? We've got Alex. Alex is on this one.
Come on, Alex.
Yeah, I'm really sorry for Martin here, and I know I love you, Martin. You know that I love you, but I have to go against your team to in this weekend. You know that Chelsea are the better team right now. If we are talking about form, they are in a better shape than Arsenal. A good thing for Arsenal, I think that Alexis Sanchez is coming back to help his teammates. But a lot of time with him out of the field, I think that he will not be at his best level in this one. Chelsea at home after such a good action in the last period of time. After the first match of the season with the Burnley, they are how to say, they are winning. They are on a winning streak, and I think that this will keep on going. So 1 point, you cannot argue with these odds. 1.8, the best odds on the market for Chelsea to win.
Yeah, 888 got 1.78 for a Chelsea win, 3.9 for a draw, and 4.6 for a Arsenal win. So, Martin, we know you're the Arsenal fan here. I know there was a delay in the Cologne game tonight, the Cologne game. Have they improved the stadium for everybody?
It's Thursday night over in Europe, so that can only mean one thing. Arsenal are playing tonight. Yep. All season long. Arsenal playing on Thursdays. What has happened to this once proud club, I don't know. But yeah, pretty well. The Cologne fans have been in London all day. 20,000 of them were marching down the street, and they've shut off parts of London because they've been so rowdy. They're showing Arsenal fans how to party, I think. So yeah, they've delayed the game for an hour because Arsenal's prim and proper fans are so scared of these rowdy Germans. But I believe it's going to be kicking off at 9:05, so 45 minutes time. And Sanchez is playing up front with Walcott and Giroud, so not a bad team. But I think, yeah, they're resting enough players to have a chance on Sunday. I mean, the reason I'm staying away from it, I agree that Chelsea are in better form, but they've played each other twice very recently, and Arsenal have come out on top both times. So that would give me cause for nervousness from a betting perspective.
Okay, and we're staying with
The funny thing is that I think that FC Köln are supporters of Chelsea, because not only Chelsea have 2 days more to recover, but they gave them 1 extra hour now for the delay of a game, you know.
Must be.
All right, we're staying with Martin because Martin is the first one to have a bet on Hanover against Hamburg. Hanover odds with 888 at 2.06, 3.3 for the draw, and Hamburg 3.6. Martin, what have you got for us?
I'm going with you. This is a sort of a Stuart type bet, I think. I'm going with Hamburg at odds of 3.6. I think that looks very attractive. I know that Hanover have got off to a flying start this season. They're newly promoted side that's making a lot of noise, but Hamburg are a good team themselves. You know, they've won 2 out of their 3 games. And they were picking up a bit of traction towards the end of last season. They've carried it over into this campaign. They lost to RB Leipzig last time out, but there's no great shame in that. But they've already beaten Augsburg and Cologne, and I think they've got a good chance of going to Hanover and getting a win. So at those odds, I'm taking a punt. It's I'm channeling my inner Stuart.
Well, what did you say? 3.6. I will take your 3.6 and I will raise you 3.8. I found with Pinnacle not that long ago. So yeah, again, I am on Hamburg. I have been preempted. You've got me. 3.8 for a Hamburg win. Hanover really let me down last weekend, so I'm not going with them again. Moving on now to Eintracht Frankfurt against FC Augsburg. Of course, Theo, you live in Germany. Perhaps we should be giving you these ones to say.
Actually, I live in Frankfurt, so but actually, but don't worry, I'm not going to pick on the winner's market on this one. Frankfurt is playing at home, and they're quite good at home. Just like you saw with Cologne, they've got really good fan base. Really difficult to travel there, and I think that's reflected in the odds because you know Frankfurt is I think like 1.88 or 1.9 at home for winning, but I don't know. I'm even here in Frankfurt. So fans don't kill me. I don't know if I would go bet on the win, but actually I would go counterintuitive and go with the over 2.25, which is I think about 2.01. They've got the new player Prince Boateng has joined Frankfurt. Last week he almost got a goal, but he got a concussion. But but Frankfurt won 1-0 at Gladbach, which was a pretty big deal as a away win because they'd get a lot of wins at home rather than away. And I think that Augsburg is also with this guy, Finna Bogason. They're a real threat offensively too. And I looked it up. Augsburg has scored almost every time they visited Frankfurt. And I could see this game something like 2-1, 1-1, or 3-1, something like that. I don't know who's going to win, but I think it's going to be an interesting game. And I think that maybe Kovacs, the Frankfurt trainer, does like last week and tries to even press offensively the first 10, 20 minutes of the game and disrupt Augsburg, which is, you would think a lot of the Frankfurt games went under last year. You would think it's just going to be a low scoring. So I'm going to go with over 2.25 Asian handicap for 2.01. What is it at 888?
I don't have those odds. We've got 1.87 for the home win, 3.35 for the draw, and 4.35 for Augsburg to win. Asian handicap, you're going for over, aren't you? Over 2.25. 888 sport on. No, I've got nothing in this market. Average odds 2.01.
Okay, yeah, that's what I had. That's what I said.
Yeah, pretty good. Pinnacle offering 2.02, so you can get slightly better there. Okay, moving on. VfB Stuttgart for the VfB Stuttgart win, 2.45, 3.3 for the draw, and 2.85 for Wolfsburg. So I believe I may be the only one on this. Is that right?
Yep.
I've been left out to hanging to dry on this. Thanks, guys. Well, I think everybody knows I go for the long odds shots, and I'm going for it again. I'm going for a Wolfsburg win, and I'm surprised at this one. I have to say 3.11 with Pinnacle. I thought those odds were really very, very good. I was happy to get those. All right. Next one. What have we got next, guys? Let's have a quick look. We're moving over to Serie A. Crotone against Inter Milan. Alex, what have you got for us?
Yeah, Inter Milan, I think that they will be amongst the teams to fight for second place. If, let's say that Juventus will win the title again. But Inter with Napoli together, and maybe AC Milan will fight there with Lazio for the 2 to 4th place, in my opinion, with great chances this season. A lot of investments at Inter. 3 wins in a row. They started really good, beating Fiorentina and Roma in the first 2 matches without any problems. They covered also the Asian handicap of -1.5 in each of their first 3 games. So I'm not giving any chance to Crotone. Crotone, not a single goal till now. They conceded just 4. If you ask me, it's a good thing for them that just 4 goals in 3 matches. But against Inter, they will concede at least 2 or 3. So Inter to beat Crotone -1.5 on the Asian handicap, 2.05 best odds.
Okay, 888 offering 10.5 for Crotone to win, 5.1 for the draw, and 1.3 for Inter Milan. So very, very strong favourites. Moving on, we've got AS Roma against Verona. 888 Sport got 1.18 for AS Roma, 7 for the draw, and 13 for Roma. Who's on this one? Let's have a quick look. It's just one person, I believe. Martin.
Yeah.
Martin, you're going to be busy. You've got the next 3.
I am. I'm very busy in Serie A. Well, I wrote an article about it for our sister website, Odds Market. Great website. If any of you guys get the chance to check it out. So I went a bit in depth into Serie A, and yeah, I think a lot of mismatches in this round of fixtures. So you really have to look at the Asian handicaps to get any value in any of these games. And I'm doing exactly that in the Roma versus Verona game. I'm going Roma -1.75 Asian handicap at odds of 1.8. Verona are newly promoted side. They've only taken 1 point from their 3 games so far, not looking particularly good. Whereas Roma, I know they had a shock 3-1 defeat against Inter, but that's been the low point in an otherwise strong season. And they got a very creditable draw with Atletico Madrid in the Champions League this week and won their last game 4-1. So I think they can really kickstart their season here with a decent win over Verona.
Yeah,
I think that they were very lucky against. I think that they were very lucky against Atletico Madrid in Champions League. They won a point. They didn't drop two, but they won a point from my point of view. And I think that they will struggle big time this season if they don't do something in the winter to transfer some good players.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't think they're troubling the top three this season in Serie A, but I think they have just enough quality to beat Verona.
That absolutely, yeah, I agree totally.
Okay, so Martin, we're going to stay with you as we move to Sassuolo against Juventus. 888 got 6.75 Sassuolo, 4.2 for the draw, and 1.48 for Juventus.
Yeah, very disappointing result for Juventus in midweek, but I guess predictable in that they're a bit. They've got a bit of a hangover from last season's Champions League defeat. There's no massive shame in losing to Barcelona, really, when you think how good Messi is. But they will be disappointed. This is the perfect fixture for them to sort of get back on track, though. They beat Sassuolo here 2-0 last season. I believe they can get a similar result in this game. They're top of the table. They've made a really blistering start to the season. They're not defending as well this time around now that they've lost Bonucci, but they're attacking really, really well. And Sassuolo are one of a number of teams in Italy with just 1 point from 3 games, not playing particularly well. They're on a bit of a downward curve. So I think Juventus can go here and win by 2 clear goals. I can get odds of 1.84 now on 1.85, sorry, on Juventus -1 Asian handicap.
Very nice.
Why you are not? Sorry, Stuart. Why you're not playing your classic, Martin? Win to nil.
Well, I'm a bit worried about win to nil with Juventus now because I just think they're showing a little bit more attacking intent than they were last season. I think they're you saw Atletico do it last season for a bit at the start of the campaign as well. They sort of abandoned some of their defensive principles and tried to start thrashing teams, and it worked for a while, and then they just abandoned it and went back to their usual grinding 1-0 results out. I think Juventus will settle down over the course of the season and start defending strongly again, but just at the back of my mind, I think Sassuolo might get 1 and then Juventus can get 3.
All right. There's been very few classics, I think, tonight. Martin's not had any. Alex, no. There's been no. Both teams to score on over 2.5. Very, very strange. All right. So moving on to Napoli against Benevento. This is the hat trick for Martin. 888 Sports offering 1.1 for Napoli, 1.1, 9 for the draw, and a whopping 23 for Benevento if they can somehow pull off the shock. Martin, what you got for us?
Well, yeah, I think of all the mismatches this weekend in Serie A, this is the biggest mismatch. High-flying Napoli, they're just amazing going forwards. The likes of Milik and Mertens, they're really on song. They scored more than any other team last season. They've already hit 9 goals in 3 games this campaign, and they've got a perfect 9 points. Benevento, they're rock bottom, 3 defeats from 3. So I really think Napoli should cruise this one. I've got couple of options here for you. Napoli -2.5 Asian handicap at odds of 2.07, and also Napoli to win to nil at 1.85. I just think Benevento are going to be on the back foot for a lot of this game, and I can see Napoli winning it 3-0, 4-0, something like that.
Okay.
I just want to say that I totally agree with Dale and Big Man that Napoli were a disappointing team yesterday against Shakhtar Donetsk. They lost the game. Incredible how they didn't manage to play at their best level. I don't understand why, because Shakhtar is not the kind of team to put so much problems. They are not the team they were 2 years ago, for example. But yeah, against Benevento, Napoli should be like a walk in the park for them. Like that, it should be that match. 3-4-0.
Should be filling their boots, you reckon? Lots of goals.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Staying in Serie A, we're moving on to Torino against Sampdoria. 1.68 with 888 for a Torino win, 3.95 for a draw, and 4.6 for Sampdoria. I am the only one on this, and Sampdoria is my selection. What odds did I get? Earlier today, not that long ago, actually, I got 5.25 with Bet365. So I don't think I'm going to be surprising anyone with that selection, but we'll see how it goes. All right, up next, what have we got? Genoa against Lazio. We've got 3.7 with 888 Sport for the home win, 3.5 for the draw, and 1.97 for Lazio. On this one, we've got just Alex.
Yeah.
Alex,
I think that we are going with the straight Lazio win at evens right now. Someone is playing with their pencil, and I think that they should stop it. But anyway, Lazio to win this match. They destroyed AC Milan last week 4-1. They won the Super Cup, the Italian Super Cup against Juventus a few weeks ago. They are one of the teams that I really love this season, and they shouldn't have any problem with Genoa. Genoa, a really poor team. They lost a lot of important players over the summer break. Just 1 point after 3 matches. And given the fact that when they are meeting big names like Juventus, they are conceding a lot of goals, Lazio shouldn't have any problems in winning against them at evens right now. So take that because the odds are dropping till the start of the game.
Okay, so next one, Getafe against Barcelona. 11.5 of 888 Sports for Getafe win, 5.8 for the draw, and Barcelona down at 1.25 for the away win. On this one, we've got Alex again.
Yeah, but where is Theo? I didn't hear Theo for a long time. I think that
I'm here.
At
Sorry,
Bundesliga.
I don't have a lot to say about the Italian leagues. I really, as far as football, I just follow Germany and England, and that's really enough. I don't try to follow every single one. Sometimes I do watch you guys if I see something I'm interested in Spain or Italy, but I just don't have time. And I just have an issue taking things like -2.5 Asian handicap. I just can't do it. When I see it, I just can't. I know that they're big favorites sometimes, but it's just difficult for me to pull the trigger on something like that. I'd rather go with a Stuart underdog 5.25 than a -2.5 on it. But it's just my personality.
Just want to say to you guys that Theo is a great fighter predictor, MMA and boxing and a lot of what it has about fighting. He is top of the punters and the tipsters from my point of view. I follow him and I'm winning a lot of money with his fighting tips. But till that time, I think that we have a really good match in the weekend fighting. But I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about Barcelona, one of the best teams at the start of the season. Destroyed Juventus 3-0 in Champions League. Is playing in their domestic league without Neymar. 9 goals scored, 0 conceded. I think that also Dembele will adapt really quick and will help Messi to take back the Ballon d'Or this season. And I'm going strong with Barcelona -1.5. What Theo doesn't like, me, I love it. -1.5 on the Asian handicap at 1.75.
Okay, now we're moving on to. Oh no, we already moved. We moved on a while ago. Martin, you're up next. Girona against Sevilla. Now the odds we've got on this one, let me just quickly check. 888 Sport, 3.2 for Girona, 3.35 for Sevilla, and 2.25. Sorry, 3.35 for the draw and 2.25 Sevilla. I don't know how Natalie does this every week. She's fantastic. Martin, what you got?
Oh, good old Natalie. She's watching. She's keeping it all alive in the comment box. We miss you, Natalie. We miss you. Yeah, I'm going for.
I bet you do.
No, you're doing a fantastic job as well, Stuart. I'm going for a Sevilla win in this one. Odds of 2.37 I've got on Sevilla. That just is fantastic against the newly promoted side. I know Girona have done pretty well since coming up. They've taken 4 points from 3 games, but Sevilla, for me, are the fourth best side in La Liga. Very strong. I mean, they have typically been better at home than away, but they've really improved their away form over the last year and a half. And at odds of 2.37, I really think that's worth a bet. So I'm just going for a straight Sevilla win.
Okay, so up next, we've got Las Palmas against Athletic Bilbao. I may be the only one on this. No, I'm not. We've got three of us. This is excellent. So the odds for this are 2.75 for Las Palmas, 3.4 for the draw, and 2.5 for Athletic Bilbao. Alex, you're on this one. What have you got?
Yeah, I'm not touching the winners market like you do, because I think that you will touch the winners market in this one. I think that you will go with Athletic Bilbao, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not. Reading your email before the show, and I know what you're talking about. I'm going with goals. I'm going with goals because the Las Palmas, yes, they started really shaky the season, but last round they showed what they are capable of against goals. Again, goals when it comes to Las Palmas to play in La Liga. Doesn't matter whom they are playing against. They are playing really open, attacking-minded, poor defensive team. They have the power to score against Athletic. Over 2.5 goals at evens right now. So I really love that one.
Okay. Martin, you've got something for this as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Are you going to go for Athletic Bilbao in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Athletic Bilbao. I can't see Las Palmas getting any points from this one, I have to say. And I think the odds, the value is just so strong there. I mean, 2.6 with Pinnacle for an Athletic Bilbao win. It just seems like an obvious value bet to me. So, yeah, I'm taking that one. And you guys have to stop guessing and reading my emails, I think.
Oh, I'm
going to make that a really strong password now.
I'm going similar, but I'm being a tiny bit more cautious, and I'm just going to go.
Draw no bet.
I'm going to go for Bilbao draw no bet at 1.83. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will get the job done. I think with Odritz up front, they've got Iñaki Williams. They've got a lot of creative talent. They've got a really good finisher in there. They've got the firepower to beat a pretty poor Las Palmas team, but just covering my back a bit. So 1.83 on the draw no bet.
All right, so last one of the night, and it's the real deal. Real Sociedad against Real Madrid. Real Sociedad 4.7 with 888 Sport, 4.2 for the draw, and 1.65 for a Real Madrid win. Now, I know I'm on this one.
I know what you're going for.
Yeah, come on then, Martin. What am I going for?
Stuart is going to go for Real Sociedad to win at odds of 500 to 1 or something like that.
Well, I tell you what, if people want to put that in the comment section, just let me know what I'm going for while Alex explains what his bet is. Alex, what are you going for?
I think that Real Madrid cannot lose points third match in a row in La Liga, even despite being without Cristiano Ronaldo, the last match of his suspension, and also right now without Marcelo, 2 or 3 match ban. I think that 3 match ban it is, or 2 match ban. I don't remember exactly. I was reading today, but I think that Marcelo is more important than Ronaldo right now. Ronaldo can be replaced by a lot of great players at Real Madrid, but Marcelo is one of the top players that cannot be replaced. Despite that, I think that Real Madrid should get the job done. 5 wins in a row, mutual encounters against Real Sociedad, and 1.7 right now should be one of the best bets of the weekend, because Real Madrid cannot really lose more points. I think that I don't remember how many points they lost in the last entire season, but like that, if they start to lose, they lose points also against Real Sociedad. I think that they should be worried, because Barcelona are really good right now, highest level. So Real Madrid to win 1.7.
Okay, I'm very, very glad to hear that, because that's exactly the same bet that I've got. I got 1.75. 1.69 I got, so the odds have gone up a little bit. 1.69 with Pinnacle, and this is my banker. actually. No, it's not. What am I saying? It's part of my double. So I've got something else for my banker. Right, before we go on to the bankers, lots of people have been asking about it. Theo, time to turn your microphone on because you've got to talk now.
I'm ready.
People have been asking about the big fight that's coming up. What do you got?
I've got
Golovkin.
So no, actually,
Yeah,
again, I'm going to go with being the Undertaker and under 11.5 rounds at about even money right now. I think that one of these guys is going to knock the other one out. I don't think that we're going to see a decision. Also, it's going to unify a whole lot of titles. It's a really big match, middleweight. Without getting into all the complicated details of boxing titles, there's a weigh-in clause where you actually have to weigh in twice. You have to weigh in at 160, and there's a rehydration clause. They can only gain so much weight after they weigh in. This is not the case this time. So both of them are going to be at full strength. They're not going to have to worry about any of these things. So, I mean, I think that's going to even play more into the possibility of one of these guys getting knocked out. 11.5 rounds is pretty good. Under 11.5 at even money. I like that.
Interesting.
Do you think that Golovkin has a chance against Canelo?
I do think I can't pick the side. It's really tough. And then you get into all these like all the hype videos. Just avoid all that stuff. They're just gonna paint the picture of this guy's personality. I do think that he has a chance. I would lean if I had to, I would pick Cornello. But I like the round bet the best. Also, another thing that you can do that's interesting is stack the rounds. So you can say, doesn't start 9th round, doesn't start 10th round, doesn't start 11th round, doesn't start 12th round. So then you've got like, I don't know, I guess you'd call it like a Asian handicap boxing round, kind of scaled in thing, and then you can also find a lot of value with that. So you might want to start with 8 or 9 and then stack that up. I think that could be a good way to approach this.
Bit of Dutching going on there by the sound of it. All right, time to move on to the part that everybody is looking for and looking forward to. It is the bankers and the doubles. Let's start with Alex. What is your banker?
Yeah, banker Real Madrid 1.7, and my double is Barcelona minus 1.5 plus Inter to win straight win.
Okay, Theo, what have you got for us in terms of your banker? Let's go with the banker first.
The banker is the under 2.25 goals. Excuse me for a moment.
In the Bournemouth v Brighton game.
Exactly. That's my banker.
Yeah. Okay, and in the doubles, what you got?
In the doubles, I've got something, West Ham, West Brom under 2.5, and Gladbach, Leipzig over 2.5. $100 pays $196.
Okay, right. I'm going for my banker. I'm going large again. Athletic Bilbao to win. I'm sure that'll make a few people nervous. Certainly Natalie, every week. And the double, I'm going to go for Athletic Bilbao and Real Madrid as my double. Martin, before we get on to you, Martin, if Arsenal fail to get any points against Cole tonight, should Wenger go?
I think Wenger in. I think the man's a genius.
All right, Martin, what are your bets for tonight?
I'm going to go for Juventus to bounce back from their Champions League defeat and beat Sassuolo. So I'm going to go -1 Asian handicap there at 1.85 as my banker. I really don't like doubles, so I'm going to go for Napoli and Roma in my double. But yeah, not too bothered about that one really, to be honest. I'm all over Juventus this weekend.
Okay, so we'll see how everybody gets on. I'm sure there's going to be a recap early Monday. Is it, Alex? You're doing the recap?
Yes, we kick off on Monday the same hour as the best bets, exactly the same hour as today. So we have a recap. We will talk about what happened also in the EPL punters, also at the best bets. What was the surprise of the weekend and who did good and who did not good. Also about the big fight from the weekend, because I see that Big Man doesn't agree with Theo and the other way around. So we will talk about it on Monday. I cannot wait for that. But till that time, best of luck with your bets, and like, subscribe, check the websites, check our articles, and so on. And good luck. No more than that. Stay close with the Team Bankroll.
Okay, before we go, has anybody got anything to say? Anybody with any final words?
Yeah, before Stuart, before Martin will say something and will say something, I really want to congratulate Natalie. I think that she will be a great mother. We cannot wait to see little. I don't want to spoil the surprise of the name because I know it already. The little girl. Okay, and till next week. Best of.
Yeah, well done, Natalie. We look forward to hearing all the good news very soon. And thank you to everybody for joining in. Thank you very much to 888 Sport for providing us with the sponsorship for the show tonight. And we look forward to seeing the results and, of course, hearing the results and seeing the profit next week. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Stuart.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.